What's up? It's your boy Anna Mercy, the Mad Hatter, here again with yet another trailer review. This time for Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is a is a comic book hero that I don't know that much about. Well, I don't know much about him and his comic personally. I know a little bit about him from mostly from other superhero comics, and the one Marvel animated movie that was about him. I did watch that, and I really did like that. And so I know a couple things about Doctor Strange as a character, but I can't say I'm a Doctor Strange fan really. I know his title, Sorcerer Supreme. I know some of his supporting characters. I know the two big villains that he faces off, Baron Mordo and Dormammu, and honestly, that's about it. I do know his basic origin. I will say that I do know that Stephen Strange was Strange's actual his last name. Stephen Strange was a surgeon, like one of the world's greatest surgeons, and but he was in a car accident. His hands were destroyed to the point where even after they were repaired, he couldn't perform surgery anymore, and he spent like his entire fortune looking for a way to repair his hands, but he never could. And then he goes to this ancient Tibetan or whatever the fuck monastery or some shit like that, and he learns magic and becomes a superhero. I think calling Doctor Strange a superhero is a bit of a stretch. He is a superhero in the most broad sense of the word, meaning he has superpowers and he saves people, and he does have a costume, but he doesn't like go around saving random people from muggers and shit like that. His actual job is to protect the world at large from like evil magic and shit, and this trailer was really interesting. We've obviously known that that Benedict Cumberbatch was going to be playing Doctor Strange for some time now, and we've seen screenshots and stuff like that, and seen him in the costume, and he's always looked like Stephen Strange to me. Like you take the guy from the comic, and you pull him in. It's kind of like Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, or Chris Evans playing Captain America, or even Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow. No, I was kidding. Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow. It's like these people were made to play these parts eventually. Like Benedict Cumberbatch has obviously played quite a few roles in the last couple of years. Most famously, he's played Sherlock Holmes in the BBC interpretation of Sherlock. He's played Khan in Star Trek Into Darkness. People have obviously were a little pissed off that a British actor was playing a role originally played by Ricardo fucking Montalban, the most Hispanic actor ever, and he did voice Smaug from in the Hobbit movies, and now he's playing Doctor Strange, and the dude is good at what he does. I will give him that. Like, he's really good at whatever he does, and he looks good in this. He looks really damn good in this. I'm actually a little disappointed that it's not surprising, but I am a little disappointed that they're having him do an American accent instead of having him keep his British one. But yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I get it. So, and for the most part, in this movie, it seems like like Doctor Strange origin is going to be more or less the same in this movie as it was in the comic. He was a brilliant surgeon. He was in an accident. His hands were destroyed. He goes on this sort of, I guess, spiritual journey and ends up talking to this ancient mystic called the Ancient One, or some shit like that. I know Stephen Strange's supporting cast. I just don't know a lot about them. I think the person that he learns from is named the Ancient One, and oddly enough, the Ancient One is played by Tilda Swinton. Like, okay. I thought the Ancient One was a dude, Asian, but okay, like Tilda Swinton's a good actress. She looks like someone who would be called the Ancient One. Yeah, I can dig this. And Tilda Swinton is narrating throughout the throughout most actually of the trailer, and she's sort of talking to Strange about magic and stuff like that, and he's saying, "Oh well, I don't believe in chakras and energies and meditation and shit like that." So she punches his soul out of his body. Like I'm sure there's a specific way of describing what she did in the trailer, but like forced astral projection or some shit like that, but she punched his soul out of his body. That's what happened. And she basically makes him go on an ethereal acid trip. And no matter what happens, like here's the thing with Marvel. At this point, Marvel cannot fail. Which means at some point Marvel will have to fail. Because almost everything that Marvel has done at this point has been good. Like, even stuff that people say isn't that good has still been at least watchable on some level. Like Incredible Hulk was, admittedly, it wasn't as good as Iron Man, but it was still really damn good. Iron Man 2 was significantly worse than Iron Man 1, but it was still watchable. And like, say whatever you want about the Mandarin reveal in Iron Man 3, the movie was still watchable. Even when Marvel doesn't do as good of a job as it usually does, the movies are still enjoyable at the very least. Like you can at least say that. So far the only Marvel movies that I haven't seen yet are Captain America: Winter Soldier and Thor: The Dark World. Like, I've heard that Winter Soldier was really damn good and Thor: The Dark World really wasn't, but I can imagine even Thor not being all that good was still somewhat watchable. Like Marvel has yet to fail in a real way. Even franchises that you think would definitely fail, like Guardians of the Galaxy or fucking Ant-Man. Fucking Ant-Man, of all things, was a damn good movie. And so was Guardians of the Galaxy for that matter, but Marvel has to fail at some point. At some point, they're going to make a genuinely awful movie. Just on law of averages. Fuck, even the TV shows are pretty good. Admittedly, I don't watch S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agent Peggy Carter, but I've heard good things about them, generally. And Daredevil is fucking amazing. like I've only seen the first season because I don't have Netflix anymore. I've only seen the first season, but oh my god, was that good? And I've heard the second season is just as good. Maybe not as good as the first one, but close. And I heard amazing things about Jessica Jones, which means that Power Man and fucking Iron Fist are probably gonna be amazing. Like Marvel is doing so good, so right now that like at some point they're gonna. Sorry, it's kind of late. At some point, they're gonna have to do something to fuck up, and I don't know if it's gonna be Doctor Strange. It might be It might be this movie. I doubt it's going to be Doctor Strange, the thing that's gonna make them fuck up. Because honestly, it looks really damn good. Like they're taking full advantage of the fact that Doctor Strange is a magical character. Like they're doing all sorts of amazing visual things, like warping reality and changing scenery and so many cool Inception-ish. Like it's like Inception and like um personally I didn't particularly like The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I didn't think it was that good of a movie, even though Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel were actually really good in that role. I really liked them both, but the movie itself wasn't. Yeah, but the visual effects and Alfred Molina. Alfred Molina is always good, but the visual effects were just in that movie were just so imaginative and amazing and they just look so good, and it really shows what good CG work, how you can use good CG work in a movie that uses magic and stuff. The Harry Potter movies were great and everything like that. I just felt like they really didn't push everything they could have done with all the magic and stuff like that. It seems like Doctor Strange is really doing that. It's really pushing the idea of what magic can do and that sort of amazing surreal things that you can see and do with magic and it's Inception is fuck. It's like Inception, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and the fucking Matrix got together and had a Marvel baby. That's what this movie. That's what this trailer at least looks like, and like for nothing else, and if nothing else, you're gonna want to watch this movie just to see how visually amazing it's going to be. Because oh my fucking god, it is. Oh my god, and but and it's like I say it's Inception is fucked because there's actually a kind of Inception-ish shot in the movie, because after Tilda Swinton punches Benedict Cumberbatch's soul out of his body, it sort of falls through like these other weird trippy dimensions and shits, and like it falls back into the room they're in, and Strange just looks completely freaked the hell out and frazzled, and he's just on his knees and he's looking at Tilda Swinton and he's like, teach me, because holy fuck. If he went through even half of what I imagine he actually went through, it's like, fuck yeah, teach him. Who the fuck wouldn't want to learn how to do shit like this? But that's basically the trailer. It's like they show bits and pieces of different things here, the different ways that magic is like affecting the world and different people are affecting the world. I think we saw Baron Mordo once or twice throughout the trailer. I think Doctor Strange's assistant or sidekick or whoever, Wang or Win or Yang, I don't know. I think we saw him a couple times, maybe. I'm not sure who exactly we were seeing there, because like I pretty much know. I don't think I don't know if Dormammu is actually going to be featured in this, or if Baron Mordo is going to be the main villain of the whole thing, or if he's just going to be like or if he's just going to be like a minion of Baron Mordo, of of Dormammu, and Dormammu is going to come uh, out as kind of like Parallax, um, how Parallax was in the Green Lantern movie, except not shit. And like, there's no real mention of the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I imagine there will be in the actual movie. It's like, hold up. All right, so like I was saying, I imagine that it's going to tie into the into the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe through most likely the Infinity Gems. Like, um, I would imagine that fuck, what were the gems we have so far? All right, we had the Tesseract, which was space. Um, the gem in Loki Scepter, which was mind. The one in Guardians of the Galaxy is power. I don't know. I don't remember what the fucking ether was. So I don't remember what the ether was from Thor: The Dark World. So considering the nature of Doctor Strange, I would imagine that the Soul Gem is most likely going to be incorporated into this movie somehow. Like, I don't think the Avengers are going to be like mentioned or seen at any point. Like, it isn't going to be like in Ant-Man where Doctor Strange just randomly decides to fight one of the Avengers or anything like that. Especially since we really don't know how this movie is going to be placed in uh, with with the rest of the Marvel movies. Like, it might actually be before um, most of the other Marvel movies, and like I think Doctor Strange was actually mentioned in Winter Soldier. Like I said, I heard that secondhand, so like I heard that secondhand. Like I said, I never watched the movie, so I'm not entirely sure about that. But if he was, then then this movie probably takes place before the Avengers, before the Avengers were officially formed, and but I think it would make sense that the Soul Gem shows up in this movie, and like that's the only, like, ideally, in my opinion, ideally that would be the only way that this movie ties in with the rest of the cinematic universe, because other than Thor, none of the other Avengers are really like mystically based or anything like that. Like, I can imagine Bruce Banner appearing like in the monastery or whatever the fuck, like trying to keep the Hulk, from getting out or anything like that. But like, if that does happen, he's probably just gonna have a short cameo. He's not gonna have anything to do with the story at large. Uh, Actually, I would like that. Actually, I would like for the Hulk for Banner to show up, just like Strange is walking through this monastery or wherever the fuck, and like one of the attendants, like Wang or whatever his name is giving him the grand tour, and he points out this one kind of ruddy dude just meditating, but like he's trying to meditate, but he's falling asleep or something like that, or like, and he says like the poor soul, he has some major demons, or he's trying to quell his inner rage, or some mystical bullshit uh, hint at to hint at the Hulk, because yeah, he's a split personality created by science, but like magic would have but like mystics would have another explanation for it. Like the Hulk is Banner's inner rage incarnate, which okay, technically is. So, but like, they'd have a line like that where it just explains, oh yeah, he's trying to make the giant green rage monster not come out anymore. Just something like that. And well, that's about it. That's the trailer in a nutshell. It's a good trailer in my opinion. I guess if you don't really know anything about Doctor Strange, this trailer won't really tell you anything about it. It was a teaser more than anything else. Doctor Strange isn't coming out for another year or so, and but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. We didn't get to see him in his traditional costume, but the last scene at the end of the trailer is him walking up a flight of stairs with a huge cape billowing behind him. So it's clear that in that scene he's going to be in his full Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange regalia and everything like that, and that's probably going to be really cool. Um, so tell me what you guys think. If you're excited about this trailer, if you think Doctor Strange is going to be good, or if it's going to be the one, you know, the one that that finally kills Marvel's winning streak. Let me know. I'm Let me know. I'm curious what you guys think. All right. My No Mercy, the Mad Hatter. I'll see y'all later.